Hello, Sprouts. I'm Crimson Clover, and welcome back to Clover Reads. Today I have two stories for you from the Am I the A-Hole Here subreddit. The first titled, Am I the A-Hole Here for Making My Sister Pay Back My Daughter? From the Reddit user AnnualHappy2923. And I think that's a cute, wholesome name. My 42 female daughter, Brooke, 16 female, has been reading since she was 5. She has always loved books, and she would spend her allowance that we gave her on the newest book in the latest series that she was reading. It's pretty safe to say that her book collection is huge and filled with all kinds of limited edition and special edition books. Recently, she used her allowance to get a new special edition version of a book she already had because she'd been saving up for it and was very excited to get it when it came out. And I gotta say, I do this occasionally. Specifically at the moment, I have the entire Heaven Official's Blessing series, and I've bought the first 2 volumes again in hardback because they are so pretty. And I'm going to read the paperback versions and not the hardback. They're just going to be kept forever for pretty. Well, my sister Lindsay, 36, came over on Saturday with her daughter Maria. Hello, Maria. To spend time with us because it's been a while since we got to hang out, and we were just catching up. Maria started to head to Brooke's room, but I stopped her and told her that Brooke was out and she would be home in 20 minutes. So I suggested that she just wait down here with us and tell us how her school was going. Reasonable. She talked about 10 minutes before she said she had to go to the bathroom. We have 2 bathrooms in our house, one upstairs and one downstairs, not including our ensuite. Unfortunately, the downstairs one is having some issues, so I told her that it was okay to use the one upstairs for now until the one downstairs is fixed. She said okay and went upstairs. While I was talking to my sister, Brooke came home, said hi, and quickly went upstairs to change. She wasn't up there for 5 minutes when I heard a loud scream, and I quickly ran to check on my daughter. When I got to her room, my jaw dropped when I saw several of her books, including the new special edition one, destroyed with ripped pages everywhere, and Brooke in tears at the destruction. Brooke is very non-confrontational and hates arguing or fighting with people, so I stepped in for her. I told Maria that she needed to apologize to Brooke, clean up the mess she made, and that she would no longer be welcome in my house. I then turned to my sister and told her that she needed to reimburse Brooke for the books that her daughter destroyed. Lindsay argued with me that Maria was just a kid, and she didn't know what she was doing. But I told her Maria is old enough to know right from wrong, and what she did was wrong. Lindsay argued back that if my daughter didn't want her books touched, then she shouldn't have been out. I lost my cool and told her that they weren't out. They were put away in her room, where Maria wasn't allowed to be without Brooke's permission. Lindsay refused to pay Brooke back and called me a greedy bee before leaving with Maria right behind her. I told my husband about this, and he was absolutely on our side, and he agreed that Lindsay needs to pay Brooke back for the books that she lost and can't replace because they were special and limited edition. She can't get them back. This whole thing has really blown up, and my side of the family is telling me that I'm being too hard on Maria, that she's just a kid, but I don't think I am. She destroyed my daughter's property, and she needs to know that her actions have consequences. So I'm asking here, was I the a-hole for demanding that my sister pay me back? Edit to add. I've seen some people ask, and I'm going to add a bit of information. Maria has always had a fascination with Brooke's book collection, and last year, Brooke let her borrow 2 books because Maria said she wanted to start reading. And since Brooke loves reading so much, she thought it was a good idea to let Maria borrow a couple. Well, 2 weeks passed and the books came back damaged. Nothing like this, but definitely not in good condition anymore. So Brooke told her that she's not allowed to borrow her books anymore. Maria was angry at that and yelled at my daughter, and since then, Brooke has kept Maria away from her books. My husband and I think this is what caused Maria to do what she did to Brooke's books. Brooke's books. Okay, yeah, no, I don't think OP is the asshole here at all. 13 is a perfectly good age to know, if you've been taught well, that you don't go into people's room without permission, that you don't touch their possessions without permission, that you most definitely do not destroy their things without consequences. So, it sounds like Lindsay has either raised a really spoiled kid, or just doesn't care, or maybe doesn't realize, like, maybe she thinks books are just a stupid hobby, and it's no big deal. But, books can cost quite a bit of money. Like, I remember books used to cost like $8 and $9, and that was a lot. And now, it's not uncommon for books to be $20 a piece. For special editions to be $30 or $40 a piece. And if they come with, like, bookmarks and posters and stickers, it can cost even more than that. So no, I don't think OP is the asshole at all. And if her family thinks she's overreacting because Maria is just a kid, then, hey, calculate the base cost of everything, add on the price it would take to buy the special editions again, because usually there is an aftermarket for them that is going to mark up the price, but still be kind of available. And then go, hey, if you don't think it's that big of a deal, here's the price. You can pay back what Maria owes my family. And I wouldn't have just specified that Maria couldn't come back into the house until she paid things back. I would have specified that sister couldn't come back either. Well. And I think now's a good time to move on to story 2 by Reddit user Amaria5, titled, Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he lost my dog? No. That's your fur baby. Of course not. I mean, I would like more context, obviously. But usually that's going to be a no. Hello, everyone. It is my first time posting anything on here, and English is not my first language. Please keep in mind that I have been crying for the past 2 days. Sorry for any mistakes. Oh, I'm sorry, Amaria5. Me, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 24 male, have been together for almost 4 years. We get along okay for the most part. Things like him losing something of mine have happened, but never to this level. I've had my dog Milo, 12 female, for her whole life. We grew up together, and it's really hard for her to trust other people. She has always been an anxious girl, but she is the light of my life and has always been by my side during my worst days. 3 years ago, I introduced my boyfriend to my family, which is just my mom and Milo. Aww. He and my mom got along okay, but he didn't acknowledge Milo in any way, which is fine. I didn't expect him to be all over her, considering she doesn't like that. But I still found it pretty strange because he said he absolutely loved dogs. And to be honest, I believed that because he would always pet dogs when we were outside. Any interaction for the past 3 years with her was limited, but Milo warmed up to him. She'd greet him, go to him for pets, which he sometimes gave, and accepted him on our daily walks. A year and a half ago, Milo got sick. She had a tooth infection, which was pretty bad. Her whole right eye was swollen shut. I asked my boyfriend to take us to the vet because I don't have a car. The vet took care of the infection, gave me some antibiotics to give her every day, and instructions to clean the wound that was left after the vet cleaned the bus. For a couple of weeks, I didn't hang out that much with my boyfriend. I took care of Milo because she wasn't feeling great. One thing that stood out to me was the fact that he seemed pretty pissed every time I brought her up, talking about her progress. Looking back, that should have risen some red flags, but I guess I brushed it off. You were being a responsible pet owner that were worried about your little Milo. Now that I've given you the short version of the past, this is what's happening in the present. I planned with my mom to go on a short vacation to visit my grandparents. I was talking to my boyfriend about this trip, and I told him who would take care of Milo, my best friend Alex, 23 mil. My boyfriend then offered to take care of her. He was mad that I didn't come to him first, stating that he loves Milo and wants to go on walks with her. I reluctantly agreed, considering this love for her was out of the blue. The trip was supposed to last 3 days. On day 2, I was talking to my boyfriend on the phone, and he casually says that Milo really likes to stay outside. For me, this felt off, and I asked him what he meant. He left my sweet girl outside hours at a time alone and would check up on her hourly. Mind you, I live in an apartment and I don't have a backyard. Me and my mom left as soon as I told her, and we arrived back home at around 9 p.m. Since then, I've blocked my boyfriend on everything, and I have been searching for my girl. I have pinned posters, went out every day for hours at a time, and put her on Facebook groups around my area. If you have any advice on something more I could do, please let me know. Get your pets chipped? Go to the vet. Now, he and his friend group say I'm an asshole because I have put my dog above my boyfriend in all of our 4 years of our relationship. I know for a fact this isn't true, but I don't have anyone else to ask besides the people who are really close to me and would be biased. I'm sorry for the long post, my mind's all over the place. TLDR, my boyfriend lost my dog. He was never close to her and is calling me the asshole for breaking up with him. When you get a pet, you accept the responsibility. I mean, you have a responsibility to your partner, but if you have a pet when you get a partner, theoretically, the partner should know you already have a responsibility. This tiny little life in your hands. I don't think the post actually said at the end that she broke up with him, but it's the title, so it is what it is. But I know sometimes people get jealous of their partner's pets, that they think they should be the one and only or number one priority. And if that's the attitude you have toward animals, just don't date someone who already has an animal. Because okay, if you've ever watched the show, It's Me or the Dog, there have been plenty of people who have said, I love my animal more than I love my partner. I would get rid of the partner before I get rid of my animal. And Victoria works her magic. And it is also kind of common for people to lie about liking animals to get close to people. Because if you're just going outside and you're petting somebody else's animal, that's a really short exposure. But 4 years is a really long time to fake liking an animal. Okay, well, this post actually does have an update, so let's move on to it. Last update for a while, I have pressed charges and I now have a lawyer. I unblocked my ex, like some of you said, and it was the best thing I did. He's incriminating himself, and my lawyer believes we have a chance of winning. Also, I might be able to get a protection order. His friend group has apologized. His mom's in contact with me, Mother will be home later today, and she has a very good chance of making a full recovery, at least physically. My locks will be changed tomorrow. Thank you all so much. I'm sending you and your pets the warmest hug. For the people who wanted to see my girl, there's the pupper! She's adorable. Hi. A lot of people asked me for an update. I should have waited until I got some rest, but you were all so helpful and deserve to know how this ended. I have added a TLDR at the bottom, so please excuse any mistakes. I am exhausted. My ex came today to get us stuff, and some of you might be happy for what you're about to read, but he did not get a single thing back. When he first saw me, he started crying, begging me to forgive him, and thanks to you again, I agreed to forgive him, if he told me the truth. He just looked me straight in the face and said, if I'm gonna be honest, you won't forgive me. My heart broke all over again, thinking about the worst of things. When he saw me cry, he held me. He told me I should just get over it, because she was already old. But if I really wanted her back, I should just get back with him. And when he trusts me that I really forgive him, I could see her again. Small dogs tend to live longer than big dogs. So she's 12, but she could have another 6 years in her. It might be a little unlikely, but she could. I was exhausted, hopeless, and angered, and even though I wanted my girl back, I couldn't look at him, let alone be with him for however long he thought it would take me to forgive him. So he left, not telling me a single thing about Milo. I got a call some hours later, and on the other end was a lady who found Milo on the side of the road. She told me she would wait for me to come because when she wanted to pick her up, she seemed to be in pain. When I got here and saw her lying there, all my emotions flooded me. My sweet baby, even though she looked so different, was alive. She's now staying overnight at the vet. She has 2 broken ribs and is dehydrated. Ooh, sounds like he kicked her or threw her out of a car. If everything goes well, she'll be home soon. I appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to guide me in this nightmare. Thank you again. I will be pressing charges. TLDR, my baby's alive and will be home soon. I am pressing charges. Well, thank you, Anamari5, for letting me know your story. Yeah, do not take someone like that back. If they're willing to hurt an animal, they're gonna be willing to hurt a person. But I'm glad she found Milo, safe and alive. Injured, but alive. Hopefully, little doggo can make a quick recovery. And hopefully OP really can get a protection order. And what is the lawyer for exactly? If he didn't get her stuff back, what is she doing with it? And if she's in contact with his mother and friend group, what did he tell them? That I'm really interested in. Anyway, thank you for both of you the piece for sharing their stories today. I think this is where I'm going to end things. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.